Have you ever heard of a man who was so beloved by Allah that he earned the title Dhu al-Nurayn, meaning the possessor of two lights? This is not just another story about wealth or power. This is a story about faith, sacrifice, and divine destiny. It's the life of Uthman ibn Affan, may Allah be pleased with him, one of the most influential companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, a man whose name is forever etched in Islamic history. Born into nobility, raised in luxury, yet chosen by Allah to become one of the greatest supporters of Islam, Uthman's journey is nothing short of miraculous. He was not only one of the wealthiest men of his time, but also one of the most humble, generous, and devout believers. His story will inspire you, challenge your perception of success, and remind you that true greatness lies not in what you own, but in how you serve humanity and your Creator. So, let us begin this incredible journey. From the heart of Mecca, through the trials of persecution, migration, leadership, and ultimate martyrdom. Uthman ibn Affan was born in 574 CE, approximately 6 years before the year of the elephant, the year when Abraha attempted to destroy the Kaaba, and came from the prestigious Banu Umayyah clan of the Quraysh tribe. His father, Affan ibn Abi al-As, was a wealthy merchant and respected leader among the Quraysh. His mother, Arwa binti Qurayz, was also from a noble lineage, making Uthman's background one of privilege and status. Despite growing up in a society steeped in idol worship and ignorance, Uthman was known for his gentle nature, honesty, and kindness, even before Islam. Unlike many of his peers, he never indulged in excessive drinking or immoral behavior. He was soft-spoken, well-mannered, and deeply reflective, qualities that would later make him an ideal companion of the Prophet. Physically, Uthman was described as having a medium build, fair complexion, and a thick beard. His handsome features were matched only by his noble character, which made him highly respected and admired in Meccan society. But all of this changed when he met Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, the first man to accept Islam after Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Through Abu Bakr, Uthman would soon come face to face with the truth that would change his life forever. It all began when Uthman decided to travel to Ash-Sham, Syria, on a business trip. He invited Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, to join him. During their journey, Abu Bakr shared with Uthman the message of Islam, the new religion being preached by Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Intrigued, Uthman listened carefully. Upon returning to Mecca, he visited his aunt, Arwa binti Qurayz, who was known for her wisdom and spiritual insight. She recited verses of poetry to him, hinting at the coming of a great prophet who would guide people to the truth. Moved by these words, Uthman sought out Abu Bakr again. Abu Bakr confirmed everything and encouraged Uthman to meet the Prophet himself. When Uthman finally stood before Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he declared his faith without hesitation. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and messenger. That moment marked the beginning of a new chapter in Uthman's life, one defined by unwavering faith, immense generosity, and lifelong loyalty to the Prophet and his mission. Not long after embracing Islam, Uthman faced one of the most painful events in early Islamic history, the boycott of the Muslims by the Quraysh. Many Muslims were persecuted, starved, and forced to leave their homes. Among those suffering were the daughters of the Prophet, Ruqayyah and Kulthum, who had been married to the sons of Abu Lahab, a fierce enemy of Islam. When they embraced Islam, their husbands divorced them in disgrace, leaving them vulnerable. Uthman, who had long admired Ruqayyah, approached the Prophet and asked for her hand in marriage. With the Prophet's blessing, Uthman and Ruqayyah were wed, a union that brought both joy and renewed hatred from the Quraysh. This marriage not only solidified Uthman's place among the closest companions of the Prophet, but also earned him the honorific title of Dhu al-Nurayn, because he was the only man to marry two daughters of the Prophet, the second being Kulthum, after Ruqayya's passing. As persecution intensified, the Prophet advised some of his followers to migrate to Abyssinia, modern-day Ethiopia, a land ruled by a just Christian king who would protect them from harm. Uthman and Ruqayya were among the first to answer this call. They left behind their wealth and comfort to seek safety in a foreign land. But even in exile, Uthman remained steadfast in his faith and continued to support the Muslim community financially. Eventually, news reached them that conditions in Mecca had improved, and they returned. By then, more Muslims had accepted Islam, including prominent figures like Hamza, may Allah be pleased with him, and Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him. With the growth of the Muslim community, the time for a permanent migration, hijrah, was drawing near. When the Prophet ordered the Muslims to migrate to Medina, Uthman was among the first to obey. Leaving behind his vast wealth, he traveled with his wife Ruqayya to join the growing Muslim community in Yathrib, later renamed Medina. Upon arriving, Uthman was warmly welcomed by Yasir, may Allah be pleased with him, a fellow Muslim who offered him shelter until he could settle in. Meanwhile, back in Mecca, Uthman's absence allowed his enemies, particularly Al-Hakam ibn Abi Jahl, to seize his properties, including his orchards, houses, and livestock. Yet Uthman did not grieve over material loss. His focus was on serving Islam and supporting the Prophet in every way possible. During his stay in Medina, Uthman received a surprise visit from Uzair, his loyal servant and business partner. Uzair had traveled from Syria with goods that had been sold successfully, bringing back significant profits. He explained that upon reaching Mecca, he found that Uthman had already migrated, so he brought everything to Medina. Impressed by Uzair's loyalty and efficiency, Uthman blessed him and resumed his trade in Medina. Soon, Uthman's business flourished once again, and he became one of the wealthiest individuals in Medina. But unlike others who hoarded wealth, Uthman used his resources to support the cause of Islam, ensuring clean water for the entire city. Uthman's generosity was legendary. Whenever the Muslim army needed supplies, weapons, or funds, he was always the first to respond. One notable example was during the expedition of Tabuk, when the Prophet called for contributions to equip the army. Uthman responded by donating 900 horses, 100 camels, 10,000 dinars, 700 mithqals of gold, approximately 21,700 grams of gold. At one point, the Prophet said, "There is no harm in what Uthman does after today." Sahih Bukhari. This statement was seen as a divine affirmation of Uthman's righteousness and sincerity. Another instance was when the Muslim community faced a severe water shortage in Medina. Uthman negotiated with a Jewish owner of 2 wells and eventually purchased one of them for 12,000 dirhams. After the death of Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, a council of 6 companions was formed to choose the next caliph. After much deliberation, Uthman was elected as the 3rd caliph of the Islamic Ummah. Under his leadership, the Islamic Empire expanded further into North Africa, Persia, and Central Asia. He oversaw the compilation of the Quran into a single, standardized manuscript, preserving the holy book exactly as it was revealed. However, his reign was not without challenges. Some groups opposed his policies, accusing him of favoritism and nepotism. Misinformation spread, and dissent grew, especially from political rivals and external agitators. Despite these difficulties, Uthman remained patient, kind, and committed to justice. He refused to shed Muslim blood and chose peace over conflict, even when it cost him his life. In the final days of his life, Uthman was besieged in his home for nearly 40 days by rebels who demanded his resignation. Despite having the means to fight back, he refused to spill Muslim blood. On a fateful day, The rebels broke into his house and martyred him while he was reading the Quran. His blood stained the pages, marking one of the most tragic moments in Islamic history. When the news reached Medina, the entire city mourned. The Prophet had once said, "Whoever harms Uthman has harmed me." Sunan ibn Majah. Uthman was buried without a proper funeral bath, as per his last wish, and his grave remains unknown to this day, a symbol of his humility and devotion. Uthman ibn Affan's life teaches us that true wealth is not measured in gold or silver, but in faith, patience, and service to others. He was a man of extraordinary generosity, unmatched humility, and unwavering loyalty to Islam. From being one of the richest men of his time to becoming a martyr for his faith, Uthman's legacy continues to inspire millions across the world. Let us take inspiration from his life. Be generous with what Allah has given you. Stand firm in your beliefs, even when tested. Serve your community selflessly. Prioritize peace over conflict, especially within the Ummah. If you found this story inspiring, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of courage, faith, and transformation. Leave a comment below and tell us, what lesson did you learn from the life of Uthman ibn Affan? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay inspired and spread positivity.